By the late 1970s, it became clear that the Office du Niger model was not working. The government undertook progressive reforms, assisted by donors such as the Netherlands, France, and the World Bank. 3 root causes for poor performance were identified. First was the lack of production incentives. To address this, and with a gradual approach, the government used donor-supported projects, as the Dutch Apron and the French Retail, to test a set of reform measures, in addition to investing in irrigation infrastructure. The measures dealt with land reform to grant farmers inheritable user rights on land, as long as they pay water fees and did intensive farming. Tax reform and market liberalization in 1986 to stabilize domestic rice production, as well as development of the private sector to allow small businesses in milling, mobile hulling, and threshing. This lowered processing costs for farmers and broke the government monopoly. These measures helped change the rules of the game in governing the irrigation sector. Second root cause was the deterioration of irrigation infrastructure. To address this, the government worked closely with donors to improve and modernize irrigation infrastructure with technical innovations. It also created a fund earmarked for maintenance, requiring that 50% of the collected water fees be used for maintenance. Technical support in agricultural extension, such as transplanting, was also provided. Third was the inefficiency and lack of accountability. To address this, the government restructured the Office du Niger. It formed a 3-member committee that included the government, the farmer, and the Office du Niger. This committee signs a performance contract every 3 years. These contracts define the responsibilities of each member and determine irrigation fees and how they are used.
Kabola kana se ave usikilima ke fanga do ko kana fanga de zanashi kana bo odlalila ka fanga do fanga famba chama mine ko di chigala ruma ko dado ofiyera ko ngo mana ko dado anyina bolla ko usendo akobera.
This arrangement has increased accountability and empowered the farmers. By doing so, the government changed the role of the irrigation agency to that of a partnership with organized farmer groups. It also restructured the core functions of Office du Niger, outsourced maintenance of canals to the private sector, and downsized the agency by over 85%. These reforms led to sharp increases in yields, cropping intensities, and farmer income. From 1983 to 2002, yields quadrupled from 1.6 tons per hectare to 5 or 6 tons per hectare. These results are comparable to rice farmers in Southeast Asia. Between 1989 and 1998, net real income per household increased by 6 times. By the late 1990s, most farmers were able to feed their families all year long. They sold their farm produce to send their children to school and to buy clothes, medicine, motorbikes, radios, and other goods. The reform also created openings for women to farm and trade, and for households to shift from a subsistence cultivation to cash crops and commercial services. The area has become a pull for migration as population tripled. These gains in turn solidified the institutional reform. The Office du Niger has achieved full cost recovery of irrigation services through water fee collection, which is around 97%. A new partnership was established between the government, the Office du Niger, and the empowered farmer organizations. Benefits of the irrigation reform were not just felt within the area, but have impacted the whole country. Office du Niger became an engine of growth for Mali's economy and contributed to the country's growing food security. Mali's irrigation reform has been a comprehensive package comprising of 4 stages. First, building consensus. Second, initiating small reform steps to shift power balance. Third, implementing a comprehensive reform package. And finally, working to sustain reform success and addressing new issues. While it offers inspiration for others in the region, challenges remain in sustaining its success.
Bon, le transfert de compétences en soi est une très bonne chose. Il a été demandé et salué par les producteurs. Les États généraux du monde rural en 92, l'objectif c'était justement d'aller vers ce transfert de compétences. Mais je pense que d'un autre côté, le désengagement de l'État s'est fait de façon trop brutale.
Alors aujourd'hui, on parle effectivement de leur donner plus de responsabilités, mais on leur donne des charges qu'ils ne peuvent pas prendre, qu'ils peuvent pas. Ils sont face à une ouverture trop large et trop grande, trop rapide. Et ce sont des acteurs qui ne sont pas préparés à des batailles comme ça.
Declining performance of canal and drain maintenance and in yields have been observed in some places. Continued efforts are needed in such areas as enhancing financial transparency of irrigation management, improving canal maintenance and water use efficiency, modernizing irrigation infrastructure, as well as legalizing land tenure for farmers and deepening participatory approaches at grassroots levels. Reform is a continuous process of adaptation to a changing environment.